Look at what the free market did to us. The free market put our factories overseas. It outsourced and offshored our jobs. The free market gutted the interior of the country. The free market has created billionaires that want to destroy our country. The free market has created the capitalist class that is bringing over cheap labor, that is invading our country. The free market has created all of these horrible lobbies that are invading Washington, D.C., and you can sit there and say all you'd like, that's not a real free market. That's not a real free market. But show me a money system. Show me a financial society, a society built on money, a private property, a free market society that does not result in the massive accumulation of wealth and the utilization of that wealth when concentrated for political favor. Show me when that doesn't happen. That's the problem. It's just like communism. All these communists say the Soviet Union wasn't real communism. Venezuela is not real communism. Cuba is not real communism. Because in a communist country, all of the government would have dissolved already, and everybody would be equal already, and the unions would own everything, the workers would run the factories, right? So, when the state just starts killing everyone and everything goes wrong, well, we're not responsible for that. But show me a communist country that doesn't turn into that. Show me a communist country where you don't give the Vanguard Party and the Vanguard State all the power, and the Vanguard State, because Marxian economics doesn't work, tries to force it, and it ends in famine and terror and all this. Show me where that's not the natural result of these things you set in motion. It doesn't exist. That's happened everywhere it was tried. China, Russia, North Korea, Vietnam, Cuba, Laos, Cambodia. And the same principle applies to the free market. They say, well, it's not a free market. Our country has turned into a plutocracy run by billionaires and major corporations that buy political favors. The government's bigger than ever, and it dispenses welfare to corporations. That's not free market at all. In a free market, we'd have private courts, and the government would have dissolved, and everybody would, right? And everybody would have maximum freedom and would be wealthy, and everybody be an entrepreneur, and we'd have private courts. And it's just a coincidence that every time you have a moneyed society, and every society that is built on commerce and trade and finance ultimately, that they all follow the same course. It ends in the massive concentration and accumulation of wealth in the hands of a few people or corporations, and then they wield that capital with government to enhance their position, to advance their interest, right, for their own benefit. And that is in the form of subsidies, and that is in the form of trade agreements, and that is in the form of anti-competitive type stuff, protecting monopolies, and that is, yes, in the form of mass immigration. So if we're going to talk about systems that are better or worse, I don't know. I think the free market, if you want to know the truth, might be the genesis of all these problems. The free market is what egged on globalization, globalism, the globalization of trade, the globalization of the population through immigration, the globalization of the government through the creation of supranational institutions like the IMF, the World Bank, the UN, the WTO. It was the free market. So before people come at me with this, big government sucks, is government really our friend? Is the free market our friend? I don't think so. Are the capitalists our friend? No. Are the billionaires our friend? The corporations? The answer is no. They have not helped us at all. And so what you have to realize is we cannot rely on systems. We have to rely on people. And we have to get in charge. And then we have to make decisions that are best for our people. And it's that simple. And that's the bottom line.